Hello?
Why, Bobby, is that your voice I'm hearing?
Yes, it is, Johnny.
How you doing, man?
I feel kinda dead.
That's because we are.
What happened to us?
We were killed in Iraq.
Wow! Talk about serving our country! Alright! Wait, where are we now?
Well, we best keep quiet. There's kind of this coffin ceremony going on right now.
Is anyone watching?
Well, there is now. The Pentagon originally didn't want the public seeing a commemoration of deceased American soldiers. No one in the media would touch us.
Really? Did the president think Americans might be too sensitive?
Why should they be sensitive? We risked our entire futures for this war. Shouldn't Americans know we suffered? Shouldn't they know what the cost of the war really is? I mean, heck, this entire proceeding is to commemorate what our families have lost, and they won't even do us justice, showing it to the American people.
Calm down, Johnny.
I am calm, and I'll tell you why. Thanks to one guy, we're actually internet superstars.
I really hope you don't mean that sex tape we made with the girl with...
What? No, man. No, I burned that shit. Russ Kick, he runs this website called The Memory Hole.
The what?
Memory Hole. 1984.
That was the year I was born.
Right. It's also this book by George Orwell. In it, he refers to censorship as going down the memory hole.
Okay, where are you going with this, Johnny?
Well, Russ Kick likes to investigate and publish government documents that might not otherwise see the light of day on his website. He filed a Freedom of Information request for our photos, got denied, appealed, won, and now our photos are all online for everyone to see.
So what?
So what? Do you know how powerful seeing the American flag, a symbol of freedom, being draped over our coffins really represents? This will wake up the American nation to see how tainted the Iraq war really is.
Well, whatever. Someone will just ban the internet someday, Johnny. Nothing's ever gonna change.
You kidding me? Dude, I gotta school you.
On what?
For starters, the internet has had plenty of time to be censored.
Uh-huh. And what did the experts have to say about all this?
Well, Lawrence Lessig...
Who?
He started up Creative Commons, this project where people can license their work to be used more freely without copyright restrictions.
Oh, okay.
He thinks that the internet can be controlled if the architecture underlying it, that is, the computer code, is restricted, monitored, and untouchable.
How so?
His theory, called Architecture of Perfect Control, says that open source code that makes up the internet will become privatized and so proprietary that no one will be able to play around with it and make it better. This will set a precedent for online behavior because it'll cut back on the amount of expression we're allowed to have online.
Is he right?
Yeah, no. Plenty of theorists have said that the internet is being corporatized.
Do you think that'll happen?
Somewhat. I mean, look at the Digital Millennium Copyright Act that's been implemented and the countless lawsuits that have been won on the corporate side. It sets a pretty chilling precedent, so to speak. However, there's also been a consumer backlash against digital rights management that's resulted in numerous companies actually coming out against digital locks.
Who else is pessimistic about the internet?
Two guys, Michael Margolis and David Resnick. They have this normalization thesis that states three things. One, online content is slowly becoming the same we see in mainstream media. Well, this is simply not true. I mean, just look at how bloggers have broken top stories like Rathergate and Trent Lott's racism. Two, internet users will become passive. Again, not true. Just look at how many passionate groups there are on Facebook. What was once a social networking tool is now a political advocacy tool. 3. Individuals will return to their highly constrained behaviors and no longer want the exotic materials found online. Again, not true. I mean, again, look at all the social and political movements that have been put into action thanks to the internet, all the sex tapes one can find on the internet, and all the discussions going on all around the world that would otherwise not be possible if it weren't for the internet.
So you think what all these experts say is wrong?
To a certain degree, hells yeah. There's always examples of anti-corporate groups creating something crazy and new that corporations have yet to jump on.
Like what?
Well, look at file sharing networks. Sure, Napster was the first, and it's now a successful online music business model. But there's still BitTorrent. There's also this thing that pretty much defies the architecture of control concept called Freenet.
Is that when you steal Wi-Fi?
Nah, man, it's this program that's got like the worst user interface of all time, but it's solidly built. And it guarantees that all of its users are anonymous and that the files shared on the network cannot be traced back to the original sender.
Huh. So you're optimistic about all this then?
As optimistic as a dead man can be. The internet is so decentralized and there's such a powerful hacker movement that I don't doubt it'll just keep providing us the perfect instrument to use for dissent.